Hello, welcome to another episode of Mimosa and Chill. I am your host, Shannon O'Brien, and on this 5th episode, I'm joined by my longtime friend, Stephanie Johnson. Today, we will be discussing the hit reality shows Put a Ring on It and Married at First Sight. Both of these shows allow us to watch along as young couples navigate relationship drama. Sit back with your mimosa and allow us to share our strong opinions on this season's outcomes. Watchers, I watched Put a Ring on It today. I watched the reunion.
Yeah.
I was happy with the outcome for the most part. Did you watch the reunion yet?
Kim, did we watch Put a Ring on It?
We did
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the guy who him and his woman did not propose? The other two couples, the man proposed. What do you think about the guy who didn't propose? What's the
The
whole
one that got the little antenna things right there?
Yeah. What's the whole
You know what I felt like? I'm glad he didn't. I think he was probably the most honest, because sometimes they do all that for TV and then they be
right.
after the cameras are over and done with.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's honest and said, and then he said, I just think some things we need to clear up first before we go proposing.
But Stephanie, she relocated for him. So that's bothering me. Why did she relocate, give up her whole life, uproot her whole situation, and then he still doesn't know?
Yeah. But he looks a little
Think he got somebody else that he's seeing and he's just not saying it?
I think he's still attached to the mother of his children.
She was pretty. Did you see her?
Very cute.
Really
Very
good.
cute. I think
He's trying to get an upgrade. I think he's looking for somebody that matches her.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think he needs to grow up a little bit. I mean, he's very quiet, and he act like he's scared of, what is her name? What is her name? Catherine. He act like he's scared of Catherine.
His girlfriend or the baby mama?
The girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because she goes off on him. I mean,
but you know what? Everybody goes off at a certain point when you build it up.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be his excuse for not making it a couple.
But my whole thing is, she needs to, we're at the age you need to use your words. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes me and Tim have our knockdown dragouts, but one of the things we had to learn was how to fight. And like, she gets to the point where she just goes off, and there's like, I loved it. Michelle Obama said, thank you, babe. She made me emotional. Michelle Obama said, she said, Barack be trying to come in here with that reasonable stuff. She said, I told him, don't be coming in here making sense and stuff. I'm mad right now.
Right.
So I understand at the moment, sometimes, you're very upset and mad. Right. But I just think she kind of degrades him a little bit. And I think and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying her feelings are not valid, but the way that she notices that she doesn't handle it right, which is why he's like, I want to get married, but I can't be having you go off on me like this all the time. Use your words, let him know, like, now if he continues to do it, then you got to make some choices. But yeah.
Right.
So I think that's what that couple is going through. And I'm glad he didn't jump up with, and I hope these ones that did the couple that I think is the most genuine is the one. What's the one we like? He cried. The Jaysha and Jordan. I think that they really are ready to get,
okay.
But
put a ring on it. Put a ring on it.
Yeah, put a ring on it.
Okay.
But I think with the other two couples, I'm like, was this one done for the TV, or are you really gonna act like this when the cameras are off? Are you really gonna follow through with this after the cameras are off?
I think when the one who had the baby and the guy said, you didn't make a good decision because you had a baby knowing it could cause you financial difficulty. Remember that?
Yes. Oh,
and I feel bad for him to say it, but he didn't articulate it well.
Yeah.
What he was really saying is, don't create obstacles where there are none. I grew up with a single mother. She struggled. If you had the opportunities my mother didn't have, you had access to free birth control, you had access to things she didn't. Why would you create a life like that for your own child? I think that's what he was trying to say.
Okay.
But she took it as though you're low stock because you had a baby. And I think
Yeah.
his focus was just, no, I don't want your child to be poor like I was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so it came across like you're low stock, but I also got his point when he said, I want to be able to take you out to dinner and travel without worrying about a babysitter. And there's no
Right.
reason for you to have a child at this stage in your life when you're not in a committed relationship. So
Yeah.
this was the decision you made, which is fine, but you got to understand other people don't want to co-sign on this decision.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's go to Eris and Jasmine.
Okay.
Because we didn't record this last time. Now it's being recorded.
Okay.
My opinion of Eris, and I think you agree with me, he's very immature.
Mhm.
He wants a swinger, carefree lifestyle.
Mhm.
And some people just want that. Here's my deal. Because I'm older now, I know a lot of men who can't have that lifestyle because they are older. So
Mhm.
is he wise? He's not making preparations for the future. You're now, what is he, 39? You're gonna be 59 in a minute. And you're not gonna be able to do the things you're doing right now.
Right.
Right. So my thing is, do you want somebody to care for you as an older person? You want to take trips and walk on the beach, or are you just trying to hit it and quit it?
Right.
What's your take on Eris?
Okay, remind me of Eris. Eris
married Jasmine, who's a cheerleader coach. He said he wanted to be able to hit it and have a good time. He thought married sex would be great.
Oh, you talking about
he got the 2 earrings in his ear. And she was a cheerleading coach, and he said no, and he said he wasn't attracted to her.
And she does the pageants. You know what? I don't know. I don't like him. He irritated me from the very beginning. Here's what I think. I feel like that he says he wants to get married and have a relationship and all this, but I think he's what am I trying to say? He's sexually immature at this stage in the game.
Okay.
You should have had some and understand that what the difference is between having casual sex and actually being in a relationship and making love to your wife. To me, I can tell he's used to women jumping his balls. He's used to women taking control instead of him he ain't got no game. He doesn't.
I noticed that he wasn't saying anything.
Nothing. And when you look at him, you think, okay, he got game. But as soon as he starts, you're like, you know what? What it is you're the problem. You don't have game, and you're reflecting that on you're not stimulating me. What? Maybe you need to take the initiative, because sometimes with men, men will have you, if they're romantic enough, they don't even have to be the best looking. But if they're romantic enough, they can put you in the mood again. He had no clue, Shannon, on how to do that. No. And then he reflected back on, and remember he made the comment that she didn't have a big booty. Remember that?
That girl's in shape. She does cartwheels.
She looks fantastic. Well, he used it up a donkadonk, and she's very, she's tall.
Can I be honest? I don't think Eris is going to see this, although he might. I just think she was too classy for him. I don't think he's used to dating pageant queens and people who are prom queens or people who went to etiquette school.
Remember what he said?
Yeah.
You remember when he said, I'm dating, he says, God, you're a real life Black girl magic.
I didn't hear that. He said that?
He said he was putting the crown on her. She was showing his
her titles and all her stuff.
And he said, you are a real life Black girl magic. And so I didn't think about that. I think because she's very classy. She's very well put together. I loved everything about her. There was nothing wrong, but she just didn't understand. Like it is the worst feeling when a man is not physically attracted to you. What is it about her that you would not be?
She wasn't. I hate to be. I think he was dealing with women who were not refined. Let's use that word. She's refined. She's contemplative. She's observant.
Yes.
I think, be honest with you, Stephanie, he would have liked me or you because he could curse out in 10 minutes. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of dysfunctions in people's family, he likes that. To him, it means you care.
Right.
Going off on him means I'm invested in this. Why aren't you attracted to me? He wanted a fight, and she wouldn't give him a fight.
Yeah.
And he said that. I likes when she stands up for. He wanted a Shannon or Stephanie to come in and say, listen, damn it, Like, you got about 10
Yeah.
minutes to make this shit work. I'm out this.
Right.
He wanted one of those speeches, but she couldn't give him that.
Yeah.
And remember, he said at the end, he said self-love.
Yeah.
That to
Yeah.
me said he didn't feel like she was standing up for herself. He felt like, hey, I'm telling you, you're not good enough for me, and I'm waiting for your fight.
Yeah.
You didn't give me a fight. So do you love
Yeah.
yourself? Do you want to defend yourself?
Yeah.
Not that she should have to, but he was hoping that maybe it will make you punch.
Right.
And she didn't have it. And I think because she got bullied, like she said, I got bullied in school.
Yeah.
People tore me down. I got into these pageants to build up my self-esteem, but
Yeah.
clearly it's not to the level of maybe what he expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad for them because she said to stay married. Remember, she
something.
said she wanted to stay married. He didn't want to stay married.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt so
Well,
bad.
no, she didn't want to stay married either, did she?
No, she didn't.
No, she wanted to.
No, she didn't.
I thought she said no too.
She
I
said no.
remember she said no.
Y'all, we need to replay that because I remember her saying yes.
No,
And he said no.
Kirsten wanted to stay.
Kirsten wanted to stay married, but wasn't it? You could tell she was ready when they came. What is her name? The one we talking about, Jasmine, the beauty queen.
Yeah.
She didn't want to
was.
stay married at all.
Yeah, let's look at that scene again because I remember her saying,
I'm gonna look
let's
at it
get
on
this over
YouTube
and done
because I
with.
believe
Yeah.
Jasmine wanted to. And that's what kind of hurt my feelings because she said, I felt bad for her when she said she wanted to. Because I thought, who wants to stay married to somebody who said, I'm not attracted to you and kept saying it the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think after he said he wanted a divorce, then she just went along with it. But I remember her initially saying,
She said, I want a divorce first. And he said, yeah, let's get divorced.
okay, tell your daughter to look that up on YouTube real quick and
you look at
confirm it.
those real quick.
Because we got viewers I'm sending this out to, so we got to settle this tie. Have her look it up because I remember her saying yes, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
And then, so while she's looking that up,
Yeah.
my issue now is with Kirsten and Shaq. What was going through Shaq's head to make him say, even Dr. Pepper was just like this. She had no response.
Yeah.
Pastor Cal took off his glasses and looked at the ground. What the heck was going on with Shaq? What would make him say no?
You know, Shannon, we're dealing with a queen. I said that in the last one. We are dealing with a bona fide queen. And
so did his mama prop him up like a little prima donna? And he wants to like take his mama's job?
I think it goes back there. I've had men like that where men literally almost they're men, they're masculine, but they almost compete with you over who is the one that gets the most attention. Most men, a lot of times they'll give their woman attention. They don't care if you get, but Shaq from the very beginning, when she was talking to him on the laptop and he was at whatever his event,
she was on FaceTime.
Right. She was on FaceTime. And he had an attitude. She said goodbye to him.
And he wouldn't say, I love you, except like they were,
Yeah. And it was like, are you kidding me? Are you really attitudinal like that? Right. And she called him out and she said, listen, I was saying goodbye to you. What's the issue? And that's when he went into, well, I really thought you were going to be here and I'm disappointed that you weren't. And I thought, are you kidding me? Like all of this for that? I think she dodged a bullet big time.
I'm wondering
if he did her a huge favor.
Was this about image? Is he an image conscious person where he needed her there so he can show people, hey, I got a wife? And so this is what y'all didn't agree with me on. I said he could be gay. And the reason why it was so important for her to be there is to make it look like he's not. You know, you have a beard that shows.
Right.
Because I didn't understand why it was so important for her to be there. If she's working and selling houses, that's going to benefit your income.
Yeah.
Why did you need her there so much? Here's another thing that makes me think she might have been a beard. After this next episode that just aired, he was taking boxing lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you trying to convince that you're a tough guy and you're alpha male?
That's a good point.
That's a second indicator. Like, were you just using her as a beard because of your career and you want to make sure people think you're straight? Because when they asked him if he was if they asked her if he was masculine, she paused, and Jason asked my husband. I said, was that an insult? He said, the fact that it took her 10 seconds to answer is a big insult.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so he felt that. He felt that vibe, like, what's taking you so long to say I'm masculine? But he had done so much whining and crying
Yes.
which isn't typical masculine behavior.
Yes.
So she couldn't say, like, is he, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he cries a lot. He's whining. He want me to be his mama. He want me to nurture him. That's kind of like a boy type thing. That's not a manly type thing. That's your little
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
And I when I saw that she hesitated, I just felt like, okay, I think it hurt his ego.
Yeah.
Remember he said at the end when he said no, he said, I feel like I can't step up to be the man you want me to be.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
did say that.
He's saying that there's big shoes to fill. I can't be that kind of guy.
And when he
Steps
met
in.
her father, when he met her father, he was completely impressed. At first, he said, "Maybe I can learn from this man." But then after that, I think he was completely like, "I don't know if I'll be able to live up to those."
I don't think he has the stamina.
Mm-mm.
I don't think he has the interest. I think that his mom, and I first I thought, well, maybe he's just a mama's boy. But then I think it's deeper than that because she had to be at this conference so importantly that so he's about image.
Yeah.
And she's real pretty. He thought I can show see, you know, I'm not gay. Look what I got.
Yeah.
I think that he might have some way. And I think Jason said because he's so immersed in the church, they frown on the gay stuff. And he may be trying to like diminish that or push that aside. It's not really fair to women when you marry them.
I don't get gay vibes from him.
You know?
I don't. I think he wants a woman. I think he wants to be married. Because when he
Then
first
what is with all the mother, you gotta be my mama? What's that about?
I know. I just think it's more of, you know, he's got this spectacular career, this spectacular history, and he wants her to make a big deal about it. And for her, being beautiful, successful as she is, she's just not, you know, she's like, okay, dude, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, this is where I've always been.
Right.
For him, he wanted her to make this huge big deal about it and put him first. And when you guys start competing, you know, there are times, you know this in your marriage, you know, I have my thing that I do, my career, my husband, you know, my husband's a football coach. He does different. I'm not always excited about that stuff, but I know he wants it. That's important to him. So I may show up to something or support something if he asks me because I know, and I'm thinking, God, I got to do this. But at the same time, you know, I'm going, I got to make sure that my husband is supported, but I'm not always interested in everything that he does. I think for him, because he met somebody his equal or more, he's competing to make sure that his career, that what he does is just as important as what she does. Because this girl is the whole package. She's beautiful, she's smart, and what man would not want that?
That's why Pastor Kyle was shaking his head. He's like, what the hell?
And he act like he got all kind of options out there.
Like, don't have him options. First of all, I don't think he's over 5'9". So I don't know where these options are.
Did you find that?
I'm wrong for saying that, but I'm
it does.
But she said, I would like a divorce. And Eris says, ultimately, no, I would like a divorce as well.
Okay, so she did. So she did say, okay.
Found it on TikTok.
Cameron looked it up. Okay.
Because she was ready for decision day. They were very cordial the day before.
Right.
She was like, let me get the heck out of here. Because when he danced, they were at that.
He danced with the instructor instead of her.
She said, I'm done. That's it. And oh my God, if that is not such and I've seen men that do that. I've even been through that, where men will have, you know, like I'm having a great time with this female and trying to, you know, ghost me or make me feel a certain way. It is a horrible feeling. And you know what? I'm not going to do it. You're not going to be snappy. When Obama danced with that Hispanic lady, he did the mariachi with her and he went back to the table.
Michelle wasn't happy.
She was not. Michelle, he sat down happy. He was out there doing the mariachi with the lady. I can't remember who she was. And she was doing the mariachi with her. And he came and sat back down at the table and he went to kind of talk to Michelle. And she was like, and he knew right away he was in trouble.
He was in trouble.
You flitting around with another female on the dance floor and nation for the world to see.
Now, see, here's my problem. I know this is wrong of me, but I don't care if my husband dances with other people. I don't know, because we've been best friends since we were 22 years old. We don't have like a concern. And I remember a dude walked up to us in Jamaica. Some dude walked up to us with his phone. He said, your wife is so beautiful. Can I take a picture with her? I guess he collects pictures of beautiful women. Whenever he sees somebody who's striking, He walks up to he wants to have a collector's book.
Right.
And I was sitting there eating. He said, "Your wife is so beautiful." He looked at me and said, "Can I take a picture?" He asked me, "Is it okay?" They said, "It's fine."
Yeah.
I said, "Jason, you don't care." Jason said, "You and his little bitch book. He just want to collect women. He just want to show everyone. There's all the women I've met."
I think there's a difference though. You can I don't even know Jason that well, but I can see he's smitten with you. I can see you guys, I can see the connection. And Shannon, you can feel when there's some discord
Right.
in a marriage, or if there's a connection. And men can send that vibes like, we know Jason is there for Shannon. So, and I love it that he's not, my husband's the same way. He's not insecure.
Relax. Yeah. Just be relaxed. Yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't care if Beyonce is in the room. I want you to act like when I walk through the door, like, that is my wife.
Right.
That is mine. So when you're off gallivanting with another female and dancing with another female and y'all get it, I don't think I can handle that either.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, how many years have you been married?
I've been married since 2006. We got married in 2006. Now we've been together since
almost 20 years.
For us. We're talking about when you are trying to be on Married at First Sight and you're trying to establish, and two people that don't know each other.
Right.
The last thing you want to do
is have him dancing with the instructor when you guys are still trying to get your situation.
You're still trying to get your situation.
Okay,
and
I can see that.
I mean, it's, again, it's just, I honestly.
To be honest, I didn't think Eris was cute and he wouldn't have been my type, but then I have a limited type.
Right.
I like a very manly man. I think he was 150 pounds. I wouldn't date a guy who weighs less than me. So, so he wasn't my type at all. Yeah. But I was sad for her because she wanted that to work. I saw her on the wedding night when she was like, "Oh, my husband's so cute."
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I'm like, he's not feeling you and you could do better.
I think she was trying all the way up to the dance with the instructor.
That was it. That's when she threw in the towel.
I think I think she initially was attracted to him. And then what got me was when he said, "My wife is very much attracted to me, but I'm not attracted back." That is hurtful for someone as beautiful as her. I mean, who would not be attracted to her? And for you to say that.
Well, I heard somebody was watching the return episode and they were like, "Well, I'll hit you in your DMs." I forgot who. You know how they would do the pillow? Somebody said, "I don't have a problem with you."
Exactly. I'm like, what does this guy want? I really don't. Yeah, I agree with Cameron. I think he wants some freaky sex. I don't think and marriage can be freaky sex. Let's get this straight. But I honestly think that he is used to dealing with, I almost want to say, sort of hood rat level women.
Right.
Where they come in and, they popping it like it's hot.
They have a good time and then they go home. They're not trying to be, they're not trying to take care of you.
His friend said that. He said, "Man," he said, "you normally," or it was the friend and the wife.
Entire friend and family.
They all said the exact same thing. Said, "Man, you have a relationship for 2 to 3 months and then you done and over with." Yeah. And then I think he's afraid to get hurt. I think he's afraid to fall in love with somebody.
I believe that.
That person, he's always been the one to kind of ghost after a while. He's scared that that's going to happen to him. And I think, honestly, when he goes, when a couple of months passes down the line, I think he's going to regret that he said no. Because
you see him on that after, there was an episode that came on after where they all got together. Remember he asked his friend, he said, "Can you fix me up with one of your girlfriends?" Remember that? Did you see that?
Yes.
She said, it will take me some time.
Yeah.
But for a man to just come out of a divorce and be ready to go like, "Hey, what's next?"
Yeah.
It showed me no concern, no remorse, that women maybe are just objects to him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, is that our fault? Are we making women today are being objects?
Yeah.
I just read an article today in a daily bulletin. They said that there's going to be a decline in childbirth, which means there'll be a layoffs for teachers. Not as many women are having kids anymore. Yeah. So I substitute teach, and I do this thing where I stand in front of the class. I say, "How many of you guys want to get married and have kids?" Usually it's 2 guys that raise their hand, no girls raise their hand.
Wow.
Right. And that's happened to me several times at the middle school, at the high school. And so I think it was 1 white guy and 1 Hispanic guy that raised their hand. The last time I asked at the middle school, the rest of the girls just kept their hands on. I don't want to get married. I want to have kids. And they did an article today in the Daily Bulletin. They said there's going to be teacher layoffs. There's going to be no bus driver. They said because it's almost it makes me scared about the Handmaid's Tale, because it's saying because they're not having kids, there will be a job decline. And we're wondering, is that why these southern states are passing these laws where you can't have abortions? Are they doing that because the women do not want to have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it just tells me that there's a different generation moving forward.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that maybe the men, I don't know. I'm looking at Eris and how he just wants to play the field. I'm looking at these couples. Now Jamie, I remember that season with Jamie and her husband. Remember they both said they didn't want to have kids on the honeymoon.
Okay.
Jamie's crazy. She's one that flipped over the table.
Okay, gotcha.
They now said they want to have kids. But I look at these.
They were separated the last time I checked.
Oh my God, are they separated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
What
like
happened?
divorced, but I think they're like living in other places right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because you're talking about Beth and Jamie, right?
Beth and
The
Jamie.
Jamie that flipped over table has red hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're separated?
Yeah, we looked them up. We looked to see what they were doing about a month ago? And they were separated. Yeah. Yeah.
This is where we are.
Yeah.
Nobody believes in it.
Yeah.
And Jason asked me, he said, why do you watch these shows? I said, because I believe in what we have and I want other people to have it.
Yeah.
So I watch the shows excited, like they're going to have what I have. This is going to be something.
Yeah.
And people don't want it. And I have to realize that people don't necessarily want what we want.
They don't, Shannon.
They don't.
And you know what? We were so, our thing, we were so pushed into get married, have children, start a family, which by no means I regret. But with this generation, it's a different, the women, they are starting their careers, they are getting educated. And if it so happens that they have children, then that, my thing is I tell my daughter all the time, I think, although being a mother doesn't make you a woman, I think one of my greatest attributes has been being a mother. I've enjoyed, not all the time, but I've enjoyed being a mother. And I said, I just want that for you guys, to be able to have
a family.
Right. Exactly. Children. And to, but it's not on their
radar.
Yeah. Like it was.
Your daughter told me last week, she said, I don't want no struggle love. Remember that? I told Jason, I said, struggle love. I never heard of struggle love. Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you, now I started off with struggle love. Ain't nothing wrong with starting off with struggle love.
So do we.
Yeah, especially when you start meeting that end goal together. But if you're continuously doing the exact same thing over and over again, and we ain't making no improvements, that's where the problems can run into. Baby, have another mimosa. That was so good.
She made you a mimosa.
I can't get up from the camera. I make it myself. But no, I can't wait to see this finale, because I honestly think that some people are going to regret their decisions, because I think people are not really looking at the full picture of it. And I think these men are going to miss out, because people were chosen for them that meet, and you don't have to be completely compatible.
Right.
I think it's always good when people are opposite. Me and my husband, there's so many things that are similar about us. But the great part of being married is that person is so opposite of you. So they bring out things in you that you normally would not.
Right.
And so me and my husband used to argue over what name, like I was like, I only use Heinz ketchup. I don't use this. No, I don't use this regular plain ketchup.
That's my husband. Ragu spaghetti is ghetto. I said, first of all, I've been making you spaghetti with ragu. Why is that ghetto? That's ghetto spaghetti. It doesn't happen. But he was eating it.
Right.
How ghetto was it if I'm cooking? Then I make chicken of the sea tuna. Oh, I like albacore. You make it, but you're eating it.
Listen, I'm with Jason. It has to be.
He gotta have albacore. He gotta have pregu. I'm like, listen, this is how I grew up. Y'all didn't do things right. I said, we survived. We're
Okay. Exactly.
He's
And
very pushy. I said, Jason, you
You know,
pushy
I
on
would
tuna
eat-
spaghetti. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I would not eat hamburger helper.
I eat hamburger. I got some right now in the cabinet. I'm about to make
But
that next week.
Shannon, I was a little bougie. I would not eat hamburger helper. I was like, I'm not eating no hamburger helper. My husband grew up on hamburger helper.
I didn't, but I like it. I just eat it.
We did not eat hamburger helper. And after a while, one day he cooked it and it was good. And I'm like, why did I? Well, hamburger helper was the one, it was that meal that you got when you didn't have, like it was the cheat meal. So I didn't eat. My mom was always big on, we had, full course meals every single night. So it was never this like, if we came home from school, we made a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that. But I was just used to a certain way. I eat Oreo cookies, nothing else. Don't give it Nabisco Oreo. If it ain't Nabisco Oreo, I'm not eating.
And see, I eat Pillsbury. We make them in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we did those too. We
left some Pillsbury in our house.
But I had to learn, like, does this really matter, Stephanie?
Right.
And this is what, getting back to the show, we're so sad. The beauty of marriage sometimes is, you come off what you traditionally grew up with, and you blend in with somebody else.
Right.
And you might even tolerate or go along with some things. Some things I stand firm. I'm like, if it ain't albacore tuna,
that's Jason. I was like, it was hard to start. I was making albacore tuna the other morning. I was like, this is hard. I got to put muscle in this. What happened to chicken in the sea? I don't have to do
Right. So like I said, it's just, and then I noticed my husband's adopted. And it's so funny because he used to get mad at me. And then all of a sudden I look at one day, he's like, I only eat this brand. I'm like, what did you get? You got on me about brand names. And now all of a sudden you're a brand name person.
Right.
So I kind of rubbed off on him. So like I said, I just think.
I think you and I could be good experts for these couples. I think that they're doing them a disservice by pulling Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal kind of far. They're not letting them step in. Yeah. I think we could have saved more marriages had they stepped in.
Yeah.
I think that I'm sad that Shaq and Kirsten didn't make it because she did say, I want to stay.
Yeah.
And everybody said on the text thread, you guys said, well, Shannon, he's not gay. But I remember watching The Bachelor. This dude spent the whole season courting 80 women and then came out later, I'm gay. He wasted the whole season of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I don't like people wasting my season. And if Shaq is now saying, this woman said, I'm willing to do whatever you need, 8 weeks isn't enough. And I said, is he wanting to go elsewhere? Why doesn't he want to try? There's no logic to it unless you want her to be your mama, which she's not going to be.
Yeah.
Or you have inclinations. Maybe you met a guy, you met somebody, maybe another female. You met somebody that got you pulled. Somebody hit your DMs.
Yeah.
And got you worked up. And now you don't want to. And even Pastor Cal, he was like looking down at the ground. Dr. Pepper was like, what?
Yeah.
That was an upgrade for him.
Yeah, it sure was.
I think somebody hit Shaq's DMs and tricked him into thinking he was something.
I was proud of Kirsten because I felt like Kirsten really took it serious in that she's like, okay, I may see some areas where I may be a little bit superficial. And I'm going to look at, because she said, remember when she first met him, she said he was bald, which is what she didn't want. It was a bunch of stuff physically about him that she did not like.
She got to know. She got to mind.
And she said, you know what? I can see building a life with this person.
Right.
And so she got past it because homegirl can get who she wants.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of men, I'm sure as soon as he said no, it was a bunch of
in her DMs all day long.
Oh, yes. Saying, so like I said, I'm proud of Kirsten because I think she, to me, being as beautiful as she is, but also still being transparent enough that and willing to be open. I think she's going to find somebody. But I think she dodged a bullet. I'm glad he said no. Don't waste your time.
You are? I don't think they could have made that work. He's too high maintenance, huh?
He's too high maintenance. And you can see her sometimes. She kind of had this look like if you don't tell me, she said to me, if you don't tell me.
I can't read your mind. Pastor Cal said
men do us sometimes.
Read your mind. You have to communicate.
Exactly. And she just did not get it. And he was like the female. Usually we're telling the men, like, you just don't understand. You don't get it. You didn't see me crying. You didn't see my face. It was like reverse with him. She was like the man. He was like the female.
It
So
was soft.
I
And that's
still
why he
don't
took the
think-
boxing lesson, trying to prove to us he wasn't soft. It's too
and
late.
he looked crazy doing that. He was wrestled up. He was like behind some man. I'm like, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know wrestling is that, but he looked a little crazy. Like,
Jason said what happened was when they asked her if he was masculine and she hesitated, it hurt him. And Jason said that might have been why he didn't say yes on decision day. His ego was hurt. And then, okay, let's switch, because we know that he got issues with his masculinity.
Yeah.
And then this new generation, they don't like what they call toxic masculinity and everybody. I'm not from that generation. I need a man to be a man.
Yeah.
I need you to like be able to fight somebody if they break in the house, blow their brains out. I need you to be able to empty trash. So I'm from a different generation of women. I don't want to be equal to you in that respect. I don't expect you to do the laundry. I cook food and grocery shop. I'm very much into traditional gender roles.
Yes.
So I'm looking at these other couples. Now, Clint and Gina, he didn't step up to the plate. All he had to do is say, I'm sorry, I should not have commented on your appearance. I was hurt because you said I didn't have good features that you were attracted to. I wanted to strike back. It was petty, it was immature, but I want you to be my wife, and can we fix this? Do you think if he said that, would she change her mind?
Most definitely.
Okay.
I think if more men were honest and upfront about how they really, really feel, they'll be surprised how we react. Because a lot of times all we really want is the truth. Don't feed me a bunch of books. You say, you know what, I messed up. I screwed up. I think she would have been more receptive to that. What do you think, Cam? You think she would have been more receptive?
I think if he fell on the sword, what does Cameron say? I think if he fell on the sword, she would be.
Yeah. If it's Clint, right? Clint, if he had apologized, and Gina, if he had apologized for that comment that he made to her.
The list for the audience that didn't watch the show.
Oh, yes.
She told him, but it was on camera. So basically telling the world, she said, you're a ginger, you have red hair. I'm not usually attracted to people with red hair and freckles and stuff. He waited a week later when they're all out with all the couples on the beach and said, well, you know, my last girlfriends were very tall and slender. They weren't heavy.
Yeah.
This made Gina shut down. And so for the rest of their journey, she had a wall up because she felt like he's calling me fat.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is, well, why doesn't he just fall on the sword and come there and say, I just said that as retaliation. Yeah. I don't mean it. I want this to work. I was watching, now you watched Put a Ring on It.
Yeah.
Remember when Joya, whatever his name is, Jaya, he went to meet the girl's father.
Yeah.
Remember him? And the father said, I've been married 41 years. And the father says something that I've never heard a man say on national TV. He said, if you want your marriage to work, it's up to the man to find a compromise. And I was like, thank you. Could you put that in a bottle?
Yeah.
He said, if you want your marriage to work, I've been married 41 years. I have 14 grandchildren and a great grandchild. Yeah. All you have to do as the husband is find the compromise.
Yeah.
The women are going to run the house. They're going to go to PTA meetings. They're going to take kids to urgent care while you at work. All you have to do is find, when there's a problem, find a middle ground to resolve it.
Yeah.
I thought that was such great advice because that's all men are required to do.
Yeah.
They don't do dishes. They don't cook. At least in my house, you're real well taken care of. All you have to do is find a compromise. Go to work, come home, pay bills, and find a compromise. What is so hard about that?
And you know, if here's my thing. If I don't know why Clint felt the need. I think what changed the variable in that is the key variable in that you did it in front of other people. I wonder if that conversation, I'm not saying it would have been any better, but if you'd had that conversation, you two one-on-one, but when you make a comment like that in front of other people.
In front of an audience,
oh my God, that's a gut punch in the stomach.
And my question is, why did you do it?
Yes.
Why did you do it?
Yeah.
It's like you're feeling so insecure. You're feeling so insecure about this woman that you want to break her down so that you can feel like she won't leave, or but it had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt bad for them because I thought if I could just be an expert on the show, I would tell Clint what to do to fix this.
I think you would be great. What's the girl on Home and Night? Keisha from
Keisha Knight Pulliam, the
well,
host of the after party.
You could do that part easy.
I think I could because I'll be asking the real questions.
Yeah.
They got to discover me. They got to discover me.
They got to, Shannon, because you would pull it out.
I would pull it out.
We love Keisha. Keisha's doing a great job, but I still feel like Keisha don't be getting to the hardest stuff. Like
I don't know if she just try to be delicate or if it just doesn't occur to her. But I'm older than Keisha. I have more life experience. I've been married longer. So maybe that's why I can ask the extra tough questions.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, Clint, really? I could have fixed their marriage. Yeah. So I think that's what Clint was doing. He was telling Gina, you fat, you don't have to, because with women, you can't do that. You don't have the luxury of doing that because society already does that to us in magazines and social media. We don't want the person that we're committed to doing that to us. I'm saying this on this episode because I will be sending this to my guy friends. I'm saying this on purpose. Our single guy friend, I want you to know, don't play that card.
Yeah.
Just be real.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to put me down or do little slights or.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Just be real and be happy that we're together, and don't have to tell me I'm not as pretty as so-and-so's wife, or you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
And you put yourself at risk because I'm sure what they say, McKinley was sliding into Gina's DMs now.
Wait a minute, is that
McKinley that was married to Dom and Dom dumped him?
The guy that got divorced before the honeymoon.
Dom was the girl whose mother signed her up. She didn't want to sign up.
She's her mother's black.
Right.
Okay.
And Dom dumped him, and now he's all up in Gina's DMs. Like, I don't have a problem with Gina.
Yeah.
So Clint's words hurt him. Now another dude's up in the DMs.
Yeah, and he's not a bad looking dude. The only problem is I got a problem with him living in his friend's basement. That's
Oh, McKinley?
Yeah.
Yeah, McKinley looking for houses now. You notice that Shaq is doing boxing lessons and McKinley's looking for a house. He went on house hunting the other day. He was looking for houses. Really? Yeah, because they realize that they're getting a bad rap. So now Shaq is looking to fight. He want to box, and then McKinley's looking to buy property. These shows really influence people, don't they?
They do. And people will, I'm gonna tell you right now, they'll get up in them comments. And I'm always scared about that kind of stuff. I said something on our neighborhood app one time about cats, and man, I got a response.
Were you saying something bad about cats?
I didn't say nothing bad about cats. I just asked I said the cat, I said, I think somebody's cat took my pillow off my patio. And they went to town on me. Really? Like, you really think the cat moved your pillow? I don't know if he did or not, but I kept seeing cats in my backyard, and then my pillows were moved all around. So that's all I said. And let me tell you, they was ready to shut me down. I was gonna ask you, do you watch Love After Lockup?
I have. I used to go to the gym and watch it. It would help me lose a lot of weight. Now, I haven't watched, I got it in my DVR. I haven't watched the episode.
Yeah.
But I need to watch because I got like 30 episodes locked in. And I also watched 90 Day Fiance. That's another one. You don't watch that one?
I don't watch. I've seen it before, but I don't watch that. But my Love After Lockup.
Okay, so I need to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight while I'm sitting there. It's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe I'll do the whole binge watch while I'm sitting here tonight.
Yeah.
And check it out.
Yeah.
But I used to watch it a lot, and then I saw that everybody was on drugs. Everybody was an alcoholic. The men were trying to get young women out of the prison. They were old men.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is not a good cultural vibe.
Yeah.
But who's the couple you want me to pay attention to?
What's our couple that we love? He's really cute. They live in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, the girl Danielle. What is she? She got red hair.
He's Marcelino.
They moved to Florida,
and she has red hair.
She has red hair.
And Brittany.
Okay.
And Brittany. Yeah.
And they got kids now.
Yeah, they got kids now.
Yeah.
They got 2 kids. Her, and then also to the this last season was really good. I think this last season.
I didn't like her because she had that girlfriend that was a drug addict, and she kept bringing that girl around her
Puppy.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I'm like, don't bring a drug addict. You're a new mother. You got a husband and kid. You keep bringing your prison cellmate that you had sex with over to your home. That's not a good thing to do.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna check it out though, because then we could talk.
Yeah, you gotta check that one out. That's another.
Okay, does your daughter have any last words? For the season, because we talked about the couples we were mad at. Do you have any last words?
No, I don't have anything to say.
But she likes to listen. Stephanie, you know that she likes to eavesdrop on our conversation.
Oh yeah, she likes to listen because we talk about it all the time. But I think we just came back from California and
she's a little jet lagged and wants to relax.
I'm gonna try to get her. We're gonna watch the reunion show, and I'm gonna try to get her on.
Yeah, let's do a taping after the reunion. Definitely. I'm gonna have Jason edit this one and make it real nice. That's why I wore the same outfit.
Yeah, tell him to put a filter on me because I look terrible.
You crazy.